There you go.
Okay, what's up, everyone? We are going to day 2 of E3 now, and I'm Tash. With me today, I have Matthew and Calvin.
Hello, good to be
And
back.
today, what do we have at E3, guys?
Ooh, today we've got two very big powerhouses on us tonight. There is the Microsoft press conference, and we also have Bethesda.
Ooh. Okay, so I need to ask you guys, like, are you
Sure.
guys hyped? Because we saw last night's EA, and you know, it was
It was
as-
okay.
as- it was as
It was okay.
give
It was
me
alright.
one word. One word. Only one word. Only one word.
Matthew, you want to go first?
Okay.
Okay, you.
Anthem.
Anthem.
I'm tired of hearing that word, you know.
I'm sorry, that's the new anthem for Anthem.
As for me personally, I can only say expected.
Mm,
That's
alright.
expected. Nothing new, nothing crazy. But anyways, today we are gonna talk. Before we start, going to go through the E3 schedule rundown
Yes,
thus
please.
far. Let's have a look of the
Let's go.
schedule. So today we're gonna Microsoft will be starting at about 4 a.m. This is GMT plus 8 for us Southeast Asians. If you guys want to catch Microsoft, it'll be at 4 a.m. today. And Bethesda, for you guys who don't feel like staying up, at least when you wake up earlier in the morning, you can check out Bethesda. It's at 9:30 a.m. So if you guys want to know more about this and you guys want to check the live stream, you can go to c.ign.com, which is our main website, and on the main page itself is where you can catch the E3 live stream.
Of course.
Okay, now, as I was saying earlier, EA last night we had some pretty cool games talked about. Anthem finally revealed. We were waiting since last year. So, what do you guys what game are you guys most excited about?
Well,
Calvin?
okay. Well, I've already mentioned Anthem, but at the same time, I was quite hyped to see that what was it? Unravel 2 came out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually released on yesterday itself, which is very nice to see.
I know. The only thing I can think of was friend.
When the red Yarny meets the blue Yarny, and oh, hello, it's multiplayer, 2-player now. You know,
Exactly, and
That's
they
fun.
had a yellow Yarny.
Yeah, which was seen in the extended gameplay that we got on our website as well. Turns
Yep.
out there's 3. Surprise, surprise.
Yep. Okay, Matthew, what was your most anticipated game?
I think Anthem was just really, really good. Like,
Okay.
you can't deny how good Anthem was.
Right.
And I think it was really clear the way they set it up, that was their flagship, you know, the AR
Yeah.
in the beginning, and
Yeah.
then how they... I think other than that, maybe the FIFA game, because like, like
FIFA.
no matter what,
Of
I'm really
course.
excited about football. I am really big football fanatic, and when you have the Champions League, when they showed it on the stage, I think you guys knew,
It's
right?
kinda
I was
cool.
I was
It's true.
screaming up and down, and Calvin
He
had to say,
was.
"Calm down."
Yeah.
He was. He literally jumped
I
out
was
of
like,
his
"Whoa!"
chair
Yeah.
when the Champions League theme song started playing, and we saw the cup just emerge on the stage.
Yeah.
He went nuts in the office here.
I mean, personally, for me, it's not a big title that I am most crazy about. It's actually Sea of Solitude. I
Oh,
am
yeah.
so
Ah, yeah.
so into that one. I've always had a love for indie games, big or small, and to see this kind of games, something more personal. I've always
Yeah.
loved personal journeys, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
It's kind of my thing. But that is. I did tell you last night, right? We
Yep.
don't want to see this become a trend. We don't want to see this like
No.
too many. Because I don't want it to, because I love feels. Feels is totally the coolest thing. But you know, when there's too much feels, I just don't care anymore. But
Yep.
over here on the screen right now, we have the recap of last night's EA.
Yep, we got Battlefield here, and of
Oh,
course,
look at that.
Your
Oh,
favorite,
FIFA.
your
look at that.
favorite, Matthew.
Look at that!
Here it comes.
Oh my god! Look at how
Oh,
beautiful that is.
It's the real deal.
It's like
the real
Christmas
cup.
morning.
it's the real cup right there on
I'm
stage.
so happy.
It was around this point that Matthew already kicked off his chair, and I was trying to hold him down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
this
Scott went
I
crazy
didn't
as
really,
well.
I wasn't that excited about the gameplay. It was just that trophy.
Yep, and the
Yeah.
free trial for
Yeah, that was huge. I think
Yeah,
that was big.
Free
that was
trial
huge.
is great to me because I feel like it will allow more people to try out and then eventually buy the game. You know, they're trying. I think what they're trying to do here is they want to expand their fan base
Yes.
for FIFA. They want more people to play. I mean, this year is the FIFA World Cup. What a better time to hop into FIFA
Then to
19.
jump right into it, exactly.
Exactly.
And right here we have this very, I would say it's a bit
awkward.
I
It's
think
very
it was
awkward how this was
awkward,
done, but
yeah.
this is how they revealed a new Star Wars game was coming out. It's called Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep, it was from Rampage.
Rampage.
Respawn.
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 Yep. It's gonna take place somewhere between episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah. It's a dark setting.
Dark setting. What was hinted is that you're gonna play a Jedi, or at least you get to hold a lightsaber.
Yeah,
as we
that's
know.
true.
And then, of course, we have the updates for Battlefront 2. They have new characters as well as
The
a
Clone Wars.
solo map.
The
Solo
solo
map
was
was
the update
before
that
one.
came with
Yeah.
the solo
Oh
movie.
yeah, the Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Yes,
Clone
Clone
Wars,
Wars.
yeah.
And this is Unravel.
It's so cute.
So cute.
Fred!
Number 2. There's your friend, the blue Yarny.
So cute, red and blue. And one thing I like is that at least this game you're allowed to play it as single player, so you can
Yes.
throw both.
I
think that's a
love-
huge thing.
I love that it's multiplayer. Ever since A Way Out last year, seeing them encourage more multiplayers makes
More
me feel
multiplayer indie games.
yeah, it makes me so happy. A Way Out was a very changing experience when it comes to co-op. I'm glad to see more of these as well.
Definitely.
And this is gonna be a lot harder than A Way Out for sure. Because you actually have to distract together.
Yeah.
You have to really work together for this.
There's a
one.
lot more co-op required, and
Yes.
puzzles and challenges.
Exactly.
So this is when he dropped the ball. Dropped the bomb by saying, "Oh, hey, it's out, and now your favorite game."
Yeah, Sea of Solitude, and it also made me very happy hearing about
Yeah.
the EA originals.
Yep.
The collaboration to me, it means a lot to me. Seeing these
Yes.
small developers getting picked up and seeing their beautiful work, shown to the whole world. It's no longer like you need to get discovered to be talked about.
I like the aesthetic of it, and I love how she was so heartfelt and so sincere when she's
Yeah.
on stage explaining
You-
what the game's going to be about.
And then I like that when you tie in the keynote with the trailer together, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect narration that she did it so perfectly. Because and then again, it is her story.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is her story. It
You-
is her personal journey. And what I like about it the most is that you're not alone.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
You,
Even
you
though
could you could feel the passion of the speaker. Like this was her life project. This is what she
This
wants
is
to
her
do.
baby.
This is her baby, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, very beautiful. Very great story. I cannot wait. All right, now.
more
And-
sports.
Yep, more sports. EA every year never fails to bring out their sports titles. We have NBA.
Mhm.
NBA Live 19
Yep.
with my squad just featured over there.
Wow.
Yep.
We didn't know you played that. And
Madden.
then we
Just
have
a bit.
Madden over there.
That's
You can see.
Okay. All right, for those of you guys who just joined us, welcome to Let's Talk EA. Right now, we are just recapping, not EA,
Talk
E3.
E3.
Let's Talk
E3.
E3, and we are recapping EA. Wow, how many days am I gonna do this?
Probably just till today.
Yeah, and this was their new
Oh, yeah.
mobile game, Command and Conquer Rivalry.
Correct.
Rivals.
Rivals, not
it's
rivalry,
A, it's a
rivals, yeah.
mobile,
It's a mobile game.
Mobile game. Yes, they brought it out rather awkwardly. I would feel it was a
Yep.
shoutcast of a very quick match.
Yep.
But
And then of course
This is the main one.
They
The
are
main one.
coming off with a bang and ending Anthem. Looks really good. I'm excited. I don't really play these kind of stuff.
Oh.
It's mostly like, my boyfriend's kind of thing.
Okay.
But I
Mm.
join in. But this just seeing is like I actually want to play. I don't
Definitely.
need people tell me, hey, you want to play it with me kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
I myself want to play it,
And we noticed a lot of new stuff that was in this current gameplay trailer,
Yeah.
which we talked about in one of our videos. What
Exactly.
things we know about Anthem.
Yep.
Mm.
So if
And
you guys want to know what we talked about, you should check out the video.
Mhm.
It should be on our YouTube channel.
As well as our website, saa.ign.com.
Yep.
Exactly. All right. So yesterday we saw a lot of things. What's really crazy in my opinion is that we have 2 games coming on the same date.
Mhm.
Yes.
Next year, February, which is Days Gone as well as Anthem.
Mm,
And
yep.
this is where like I kind of like, if you guys are there in the chat, let me know which one you're gonna buy first, Anthem or Days Gone. Now,
Yeah.
okay, now while we're talking about the comments, let's check out what everyone has been talking about. Okay, we have Danley here. What's up, gift stream? We are gonna give it to you, girl.
We're giving you all the news.
Oh, the stream too.
And then we have Jihad Agat. Hey, what's up, dude? Melvin Luching. Hi, what's up? Adi, Satrio, Nirbito, how to wave.
To wave like this, pretty much.
Do it the princess way.
Oh, that's reserved for you.
What? Okay, and then we have Devin Bell, Richard Wayne Was. They're all waving. Oh,
They're all waving,
they're
all saying
asking like
hi.
hi. Okay.
Also to June Thing for joining the stream.
Oh, dude.
Yep.
Liam Turner, do you think we'll see an Elder Scrolls 6 with Bethesda? Oh,
I'm actually really hoping that
we'll
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about
talk
it
about
later.
that
We'll talk
later,
more
for
about it later. Also,
Alright.
also Bakhtir Ali jumps in. Fallout 77. We'll also address that.
76.
Oh, 76. Sorry. Oh.
What?
A lot of 70s this
A
year.
lot of sevens,
Cyberpunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So now, speaking of release dates, today
Kingdom Hearts.
an unexpected
Wow.
thing happened,
It
and
just
like I
dropped.
woke up, I looked at my phone, I was just like, "Is
What?
this real?
Is this
Is
like
this real?" Kingdom Hearts 3 finally announced their release date a few days before they're due to be
On
on,
the con-
E3.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means there's another speculation. If
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is out of the picture,
what
what will
will be there?
I already have an idea, but I won't be talking about it until
Ah,
tomorrow. Kingdom Hearts
alright.
3 will be out on the 19th of January 2019.
That's right.
So a lot of people are pretty angry because of the delay again. But
Mhm.
personally, for me, I'm not surprised. They're known to delay. They've been delaying for like what 10 years now.
Yes.
Like it's okay. Let's just wait till I die. It's not a big deal.
No.
At least
You
you're
won't
finally
have to
getting
wait
a
that
release
long.
date.
Yeah, it's gonna be like those like Pixar movies where like everyone's like so old already. Like
Okay.
like Toy Story 3.
Toy
Like
Story 3,
all
oh
who
no.
went to the
Oh, look at
to
that.
the cinemas are like
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
people, and they're like, kids, you better move because this is I was here first.
You'll be rolling in a wheelchair. Where's my copy of Kingdom Hearts 3? I
It's
pre-ordered
been
this.
84 years, everybody.
So that was a very shocking, but I guess in a way sort of somewhat welcome, because at least now
we
have
finally have a date. I'm so
Yes.
sick of seeing this winter, this summer,
Next
this
holiday.
Yeah.
When they said next holiday, I was like, no.
No.
Okay.
There's so many holidays in the year.
Yeah,
Pick
but
one.
it was actually quite sad because Nomura actually apologized
Mm.
on Twitter this morning. Like he was actually like he sounded very passionate. I think he's
Yeah.
very passionate about game. I think, but personally, I think his passion is the reason why the game keeps getting
Being
delayed.
delayed.
I mean, you can only hope it's a good game. Right.
We can.
I mean,
From what,
so far, Kingdom Hearts has always been not disappointing. I'm not gonna say it's good because some of them have been not good, but they're not disappointing.
They don't. They usually offer you something rather substantial. You know,
Yeah.
it's usually it's the gameplay and combat, and of course getting to see your favorite Disney character cameos, or Final
Yeah.
Fantasy characters.
I think it's just the crossover element that everyone likes a lot. When you see
Yeah.
all those things like normally you don't see together, finally
Yeah.
just meet each other, like what kind
Yeah.
of interactions they will do. It's
Mm.
just so interesting. It's just why Kingdom Hearts
mean,
is so good.
The gameplay mechanics, seeing the combat,
Yep.
more interactive combat with the
Mhm.
NPCs make me happy, because before this, it felt like, like Goofy and Donald were just there, and you have to wait to fill up a bar just so you can summon,
Yep.
But now it's like, if they're there, they're there. You can do amazing things.
You can
and,
do combo attacks with them. You know, you can swing them around.
That,
kind of
that looks really cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're done with Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't really want to get into that too much, because Square Enix. Yeah, Square Enix. Square Enix is they're gonna come out tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yes,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So let's save that for later. But for now, I have a question for you guys
Mhm.
as well as the chat.
Mm.
How was the EA press conference?
Meh.
Meh.
Pretty much as a meh.
Okay.
Okay.
I still, that okay feeling. I feel like as a show, they could have shown much more, but
Mm.
they did what they needed to do.
The boss fight at the end, though, it was like
It's
like,
not a teaser. It's like,
Could at least
Yeah.
showed us a bit more like combat
but
with the
Yeah.
boss. You
Yeah.
know,
because they did it that way,
yeah.
you want it more.
Exactly.
Mm.
We just hope that there'll be more,
They will.
especially with the game already due to come out. But personally,
Yep.
for me, I think they did what they had to do. They got what they needed to say. They
Mhm.
showed what they needed to show, and then they got out. It's
Mhm.
not an amazing thing. It's definitely not awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not. It was okay. But anyway, what did you like? We talked about that. Chat, why don't you tell us what you liked from the EA press conference? And last but not least, what did you not like?
Ooh,
I'll
okay.
go first.
Okay, you go first, yeah.
I just didn't like how they announced Jedi.
Oh, same here.
That was just okay.
Same here.
Let's if everyone's agreeing with that, that's a Jedi consensus. Let's
Yeah.
Yep.
choose another one, right? What
Yeah.
didn't I really like? I
Yeah.
think I didn't like the way they announced Command and Conquer Rivals.
Same.
Dude.
Guys, stop copying
I
me.
mean, there's only so many things you can
Okay,
pick.
Yeah.
but just based on the fact that the game actually looks really good.
Mm.
It actually has this StarCraft 2-esque kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
And it actually makes me really excited about that game coming. It might have competitive scene, but the way they announced it was so
It
weird.
was very forced.
They didn't even tell us the name
The
until
name
the
of the
end of
game.
the demonstration.
Yes, it was very awkward because they just had these two casters just come on. And they just said, okay, we're gonna get right into it, and then it's just flurry of words, like, oh my god, this guy's doing this guy's doing that, and the whole time I'm just looking at the screen.
I
I'm
was
wondering,
so confused. I was like, what is happening?
what is this game?
And they didn't really explain the game that well. Like the resource, is there deck building? Is that
Mhm.
how players can actually choose their own cards or whatever? Like you don't know.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it was quite confusing, and I felt like if you don't tell us the name, how are we gonna get hyped about it?
Exactly. So before we move on, let's let's check out the chat here. We have Zach Teo. Hi Matthew, love you deep deep.
Okay.
Asha Roxas Josh says maybe they'll show Kingdom Hearts 3 either as well. Maybe.
Maybe.
And then Danley says it legit looks like StarCraft 2 for mobile. That's my first initial thought actually. It does look very similar to StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
A lot less pretty in my opinion. But
It's a mobile title.
yeah, but definitely
just a quick one here. This is from Paul Piriani. Hi, could you bring up the timings for the presentations on the chat again? Yeah, we'll screenshot it. Don't worry, Paul. We'll have that up for you just in a bit, like right now.
Yep.
So feel free to take a screenshot. If you do miss it, don't
Okay.
worry. Just head over to sca.ign.com. You can find our schedule there at the Everything E3 with IGNC.
All right, so we also have we also have Days Gone over Anthem, because Anthem needs to go online
actually
every
that's a
time.
big
Yeah.
factor.
That's actually a big factor because you cannot play Anthem offline.
No.
It's actually quite sad.
That is.
It
that
reminds
really
me
is.
of Destiny 2. You can't play offline.
Destiny 2. Then
Yeah.
I think the Division
Actually,
also did that for a
yeah,
while.
that game does have a lot of Destiny 2
Yeah,
assets
Yeah.
but
in it.
does
Yeah.
does it feel weird to you guys that it needs to be online? Like they emphasize during the presentation that it's all about this single player personalization, and then
Yeah.
you need online.
Yep, but yeah. Also, we have Dane Whedon saying, I think Bloodborne 2 for sure getting shown.
Mm.
And you know what? We'll see. So now let's move on. And today we're gonna be meeting with Microsoft at 4 a.m. GMT plus 8. So what do we know that's confirmed for Microsoft so far? But before that, you know what? Thank you so much, Matthew, for for talking about EA. You are very passionate about it, and it's always glad to have you here.
Right. Thank you.
Well, he's actually so upset.
Don't worry, Matthew. Don't worry, chat. You guys get to see more of Matthew later in the show, and as well the rest of the E3 shows.
Okay, right now we have our latest challenger. You guys have not seen him on this show yet. We have Zaim.
Hey, Zaim.
Okay, he is our professional Microsoft analyst.
Oh, I wouldn't really say that.
Nah, he's passionate.
Maybe-
He is passionate.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So later we're gonna see Microsoft. So we can talk about like what is going to be confirmed for Microsoft.
Well, so far, Microsoft have been keeping their games close to their chest. They haven't done any big reveals. But they have said that Crackdown 3, the mysterious Crackdown 3, is finally going to be shown at E3 with a release date for February.
That would be cool.
That's actually funny because like E3 is around. What is up with these companies dropping their release dates? So it's like
All the leaks as well.
Yeah, just all the leaks, and leaks I can understand, but they themselves are dropping release dates. Just hold it on for a few more hours and just tell us during the con.
I guess it's a new kind of like marketing kind of practice they're doing. They're dropping all this stuff early on, so you get all the anticipation out of the way.
I think that's that. Another thing is like it's called stealing people's thunder.
Yeah,
like for say like
could be a thing.
you guys don't like who's coming up next. Let's just drop
I put mine first.
I
Oh.
agree to that.
So people don't care.
Yeah.
So people will not care
Yeah.
about what's going on during their press conference.
But
Also-
besides Crackdown, there's going to be definitely a bunch more, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
definitely gonna be a
definitely.
bunch more.
I would say I would really like to see a Gears of War, another one like number 5.
Really? Another one?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Okay, look, 1, 2, and 3 had a very strong story and following with Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
The 4th one, I didn't really care so much because
It was another character.
it was another character. It was told in a very weird way where it's kind of like he's kind of telling a story. It takes place events after what's happening, and I just didn't really have that connection. So if number 5 could come out and maybe have a better story where Marcus Phoenix could hand over the Gears of War to a new hero, I think that'd be better.
Meet.
They could,
Paths intersect.
Well,
Well,
they actually did.
Co-op.
Well, there's that multiplayer option that's also available, So we'll see. But like the world of Gears of War is kind of like how, in a way, not as explored as like the Halo series, and I think there's a lot more room to go into.
And so far, there's been a lot of rumors that it's not just one Gears of War; it might be 3 Gears of War.
Yeah,
games
exactly.
already.
It's gonna be another trilogy.
That's crazy.
One of them is the Battle Royale, and the other one is the supposedly XCOM style strategy game.
All right, right now on the screen, what we're about to show is the Crackdown 3 trailer.
Yep.
So it was the Crackdown 3. From what I hear, they don't. First, I've never played it,
Oh,
but
okay.
I heard that they don't take themselves seriously.
No,
It's
not
very
at all.
wacky, GTA-esque kind of game.
It's
It
all,
is.
it's all about the agility orbs, yo.
Yeah,
Agility orbs, yeah.
You gotta get that crack down.
Oh, those orbs, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
those ones
And then I heard Terry
Crews.
Crews was
was in the
You-
commercial.
yeah,
for
the commercial
last year.
for it. Yeah, so it's kind of awesome that they're actually like their marketing strategy. Strategy. Their marketing strategy is more wacky. They have they have a very wacky game. They bring in some pretty wacky people, and it's all about the fun. And even I've never played this. I'm actually really interested because it's very funny.
And Crackdown 3 is actually developed by 4 different studios. One
Ooh.
of them worked on Crackdown 2.
Yep.
The other one worked on Little Big Planet
Yep.
3. And the other 2 are contributing with gameplay and engine.
I have
Yeah.
Sumo Digital, Ruffin Games, Reagent Games, as well as CloudGen, and with the February 2019 launch date.
The
Yes.
cool new thing they're adding is destructible environment. That's
Yeah.
completely new.
You can break down the buildings,
Yes,
right?
and in PvP, the whole entire map is destructible from the start.
wow.
That is gonna be a lot of fun. You can see
Yeah.
some of that right now on the trailer here, where they're just busting through walls and destroying things.
I mean,
That's a really nice new feature.
I
because
like how the buildings kind of just like collapse. It's done very nicely,
Mhm.
and and it's just like just havoc wherever you go. Everything's just gonna break for sure.
I mean, thematically, this makes a lot of sense because Crackdown is all about the insane skills and
Yeah.
crazy combat, you know,
The
with the guns.
the
So now that you
agility.
have a giant playground of destructible environments to like cause havoc to your opponents,
Yep.
it's just gonna make this game even more insane.
So, what are you guys expecting to see for this game at E3? E3.
Okay, I would really like to see like more gameplay, like a full proper like let's say a mission playthrough or
Right.
multiplayer,
Right.
and hopefully you know it'll be available on the floor as well for people to play.
Yeah, I definitely
Right.
guarantee it's gonna be on the floor
Oh,
since
that's
it's
awesome.
so close to the release.
All right. Next up, what else are we gonna see?
Of course we're gonna see another Forza Horizon.
Oh,
from
of course.
Playground.
It's
That's
not. It's
definitely-
not exactly another. I mean, we're gonna say it's another,
Another
one,
one.
but it is like I got confused because last year another Forza Motorsport
Motorsport
7 was
yes.
actually
The original
yeah,
Forza, actually.
was actually
Yeah.
revealed. So I was so confused. Like, what? There's another one already? It doesn't make sense. And then the number was different. Last year was 7. Now it's 4.
Mhm.
But thank God he was like saying no, it's a different one. I was like,
Yes,
oh,
Forza Motorsport is being developed by Turn 10 Studios.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Forza Horizon is a Playground.
Playground.
game. Yeah.
Right, and I heard Playground Games also is working on another game, but more to that later.
Much
Okay,
later.
so now that we already have our 2 confirmed games, do we have any more confirmed?
Well, Halo,
Well,
actually.
Well, a lot,
Halo,
I don't
Halo.
know, but like, yeah, it's pretty likely there's gonna be another Halo
Mhm.
6.
There's a
Right.
lot of
or-
rumors that it's going to be called Halo Infinity, actually.
Yes, that's
Halo
right.
Infinity.
And we don't know what that means. Is that Halo 6 or is
Battle Royale.
Okay, you see, yeah, see,
Destiny
that's what I'm
style?
worried about. When they
Yeah.
have a title, like a subtitle that is
Yeah.
Infinity,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound very open-ended,
a-
like,
Yeah.
like I don't know, 100 Spartans are gonna be fighting each other, you know, with the Covenant. You know,
Yeah.
it could be another like multiplayer mode where there's gonna be hordes. But if they
yeah.
jump on the bandwagon for battle royales, I wouldn't be surprised either. Though I'm not so keen on that.
I think it's more of a Destiny style thing.
Perhaps.
I would be very upset if I heard another battle royale. I just feel like there's too
Too
many battle
Too
royales.
many.
Yeah.
I mean, in the EA conference, Battlefield will have a
Yeah.
battle royale
Yeah,
mode.
I know.
First thing they talked about.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, last year, oh yeah, on the screen right now, we're about to show the trailer. We're gonna
No worries, folks. No worries.
sorry. Okay, so we were talking about what were we talking about just now?
We were talking about Halo 6.
Halo
Halo,
6,
yeah.
yeah, Battle Royale. I'm
Mhm.
just really hoping
Yeah.
that there is no Battle Royale for this one because I feel like there's too many Battle Royales. And how many Battle Royales can one person play?
Oh, there are already so many out there, and like from the staples like Fortnite and PUBG,
Yeah.
and now recently there's also Realm Royale.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna be the battle royale of battle royales. I would say.
I
like,
think 2018 will be the year of Battle Royales, and I'm hoping that it's not just a flavor of the year kind of thing, but
I
I
hope
have
not.
a feeling it might be
Yeah.
because it just went because things that kind of blow up.
So let's think
It's-
about it
yeah.
then. Let's think about it then. Is it very likely that Halo Infinity might be a Halo battle royale?
I
don't think
suspect.
it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be completely battle royale. It might
Yeah.
have a mode that is battle royale.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's more geared towards a Destiny style service based game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this is gonna be the last Halo in the series, and then they'll just keep adding updates on top of that.
Oh
Right.
no.
I believe that is what it's heading towards, but we don't really know
I
for
actually
sure.
would be sad if it were the last Halo because Halo is very iconic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know, a lot of people grew up with Halo.
But come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
like how long are they gonna keep Halo?
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Microsoft
I
needs
actually
something new.
personally can understand that, but you know, it's kind of like it marks the end of an era.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, you know, like oh no, like you hit 20 years old, it's like oh no, I'm an adult now, you know, that kind of feeling. It's
You
like
can grow old, but you don't have to grow up.
good enough.
Now let's talk about another title here. Now this one I think you will like. It's actually from an indie studio that has made gotten a lot of attention since
I
their first
know
one.
what
Yeah,
you're talking
it is
about.
a white, sparkling little bunny-like creature.
Listen, I actually never finished the first game
You
because
did-
it was too
Really?
hard.
No.
I couldn't get past the spikes and the lava.
For those of you watching and you don't know what we're talking about Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
That's
Okay,
the sequel.
This is the sequel, and
Yep.
it was actually announced last year during E3. And
Mhm.
I was actually very disappointed because initially I thought this was going to be an exclusive to Xbox because everyone was saying this is gonna be an Xbox exclusive, and I was
Yep.
just like, oh, I don't have an Xbox. I'm so sad. And then suddenly I heard this is most likely going to be a timed exclusive.
Because you're
Thank
definitely gonna
God.
see this. You're definitely gonna see this on PC as well. This was the first game, Ori and the Blind Forest, was also available on Steam, and this one will continue the story of Ori.
Yep.
This time it's gonna be in a, I think, a different part of Neck of the Woods. There's gonna be a lot of improvements, as you can see. The graphics, while the art style is similar,
But
the
it
graphics
looks better.
looks a bit
Yeah.
better. Looks more polished. Looks very much more environmental.
It looks so beautiful.
That is the
And-
good thing about it.
Yeah, and the way that it was announced at last year's E3, you know, it wasn't even like there was no fanfare, there's no big explanation. It was just
A
one
simple.
simple guy playing the OST,
Yep.
and it just got you straight into the world, and that was very effective.
Because that's what Ori is. It brings you. It just sucks you in,
Mm-hmm.
and you are suddenly Ori's best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Ori falls into a pit of lava, you feel the pain.
You just want to give the guy a hug.
yeah.
Tell him it's
How do you know
okay.
it's a guy?
I don't know. You tell me.
Not confirmed. Not confirmed.
Not confirmed. It's there.
Okay. Next up, we also have another game also that's going to come out this year, which is. Da-da-da-da.
Okay, so
Which one?
so the next one that so the next one that you're referring to is actually Hitman 2. This one has been confirmed already.
Okay, so
Okay.
Hitman 2 is a very funny thing. Like, there
Mhm.
was a countdown on the Warner Brothers
Yes.
website, and then suddenly we all thought, hey, it's gonna be a racing game. But it's not.
Because of that car.
Surprise! There was a logo on it.
Yes.
Of the Hitman logo.
The man with the bars at the back is
Yeah.
you can scan him. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because he's a hitman.
A
Get it?
hitman.
Yeah,
Hit-
yeah, like
It's important to note that it's not confirmed to be on Microsoft yet.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. But we're
Yeah.
speculating. We're speculating.
Warner Brothers has a really close relationship with Microsoft.
Mm.
yeah.
We expect if it is to show, it's gonna be at Microsoft.
It's
Because-
actually surprising that they actually chose to kind of like tease the game, like that.
beforehand.
No,
yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
Like with the race car. Like,
Oh,
who
yeah,
would have
you know?
thought, kind of thing. Like,
because of the trailer. They
Exactly.
want to throw you off.
it looks like a Forza trailer. Okay.
Warner
Yeah, it kind of does, right?
Like, you're just like, oh hey, a new racing game. That's cool.
So from what we know, I mean, what we've seen so far, we did get to see Hitman 2 early,
Yeah.
early this week, and we got to see some multiplayer footage, like you can see on I think they'll be bringing it up a bit later. Is where you get to have two new characters, who will get to do missions. They'll be sniping enemies together at the same time in a stealthy way. We don't really know much of the single player campaign yet, if there is one.
We do know that it's not episodic though.
Definitely,
That's a new
unlike
one.
the previous
Thank
Hitman.
God.
So this will be very exciting. How are they gonna reboot the Hitman series? Perhaps we'll see more, maybe, with Microsoft.
Mhm.
Yep. I'm hoping it will be with Microsoft, but who knows at this point. All right, next up we're going to talk about a game that everyone has been talking about for a long time, and they have two trailers, and it was announced last year's E3, which is Metro Exodus by 4A Games. Okay, we saw the trailer last year, and we're like, whoa, look at the size of that bear, guys.
That was
That was intense.
That was massive. And then seeing him just zip line.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just seeing the environment was pretty cool, and those really ugly little rat things.
Oh yeah, the tunnel.
That's what radiation does to you.
Yeah.
The
you not played Fallout?
only thing I can think of is that character from League of Legends. What's it called? The Twitch. It's exactly the same thing. I was just like, oh my god, is this guy again?
So I'm really excited for Metro Exodus
Yep.
because I played the previous games, Metro 2033
Yeah.
and the other one.
Last
And-
light.
Yeah, what not like literally last night.
No, last light.
Oh,
Last
last
light.
light, yes.
Light.
Or last night.
Last light.
I thought
But
I
yeah, I
heard
played
last
those
night too,
two.
actually.
And I'm really happy to see that from the trailer here, it looks beautiful for one. The guns and the detail is
I like
really good.
also that, but just see how they move and how they put things in their gun, how they turn on the light. There's just so much attention to detail.
Yes.
It's very believable. It's not like when you reload, it's like
It's not robotic. It's
Yeah.
not blocky.
it's not that. It makes sense how they reload. Okay,
Looks very organic.
Yeah, it's real. Okay.
And one really nice thing that the trailer will show in just a little while more is that the previous Metro games, they had you exploring some of the parts outside of the Metro, outside the underground. But
Yeah.
it's always limited or very small because you gotta wear that gas mask, otherwise
Right.
you'll choke and die.
Yeah.
So Artyom this time, yes, it is Artyom, the main character, will be continuing. He will get to explore the outside world, the surface, a lot more from what we can see from this gameplay trailer here.
Right.
Like he's gonna break out in just a bit after a few rounds.
This part gave me a heart attack.
the bear, the bear actually gave me a heart attack.
Hurry up! Faster! And then it's like, oh god, this guy, don't! And then all
This
I can
looks
think of
to
is like,
be-
get punched, bro.
Definitely going to
freaking
be an
punched.
action-packed game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It
What
looks
do you think,
really
Zion?
good.
I think it looks pretty good so far. I mean, so far in the past 2 games, we've been exploring the subways.
Mhm.
That's where the setting took place. I'm really excited to see what is above there, what is out there.
Is this a open world game?
It was traditionally mostly
Linear.
You
Yeah.
know, you
Right.
got to follow the metro tunnels.
Right.
But from the looks of it, with the map we got right here, it could be semi-open world.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have open areas,
Yeah.
kind of like Uncharted Lost Legacy kind of thing.
Right.
But
That would be really cool.
not entirely open world.
no.
How
no,
many
no.
hours of gameplay are you guys expecting from this
Mm.
game?
Ooh.
If it's open world, probably 20 30.
20, 30 hours.
Yeah.
I would,
That's
I
a
would,
safe bet.
I would hazard closer to 30 to 40 actually.
Oh, yeah?
Can we have
probably.
100? I'm just kidding.
Wow.
That's too much. But maybe it might go to 100 when you think of, if say it is an open world, think about how many side quests and how much
Mm.
explorations you do. It can definitely stretch out.
Yeah, the
to
previous game had
100
really
hours.
basic side quests. I'm excited to see how they expand on that, how to make it better, how to make it longer, especially.
All right, so next up, we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 2077.
Yeah.
Okay, there's only one trailer so far out for
Mhm.
it.
Back in 2014.
Yeah,
I
it
believe.
has been a while ago, and it's actually still one of the most gorgeous trailers I've seen. It is the kind of trailer that is so timeless. It just, like you wouldn't have thought it was out in 2012.
Yeah.
It's like Freddie earlier was like, didn't the trailer come out last year? And I was like, we're like,
No.
no.
Many years ago.
Look at that. It looks like it's new.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, but do be careful. Don't get too caught up with all the trailers because this is again pretty much just a teaser.
Yeah,
This
I
is like
know.
a long time ago.
Very
That's
long
gonna
time
The
definitely
ago.
thing is, like, when you look at this, it raises questions.
Mm.
And you get curious. I think more people are excited about it because number one, it's beautiful, of course. Number two, you are so curious. Like, you see this very beautiful lady, but her arms are robotic. Her legs, you can see the stuff come
Yeah.
out. And there people are shooting her. Why? Why?
So many questions.
Yes.
We need answers.
Exactly.
It's also important to note that Cyberpunk isn't actually confirmed,
Yeah.
Mm.
but the Witcher developers CD Projekt Red are confirmed they're going to be there with an unannounced RPG.
Exactly.
And Cyberpunk is a sci-fi RPG.
G, correct.
So
This is the beautifulest
So we'll
thing
have to
I've
wait
seen.
and see.
please,
Who knows?
come on, please.
Okay, like quick one, just a very quick one. If let's say it's not Cyberpunk, if let's say it is an entirely new RPG, how would you guys feel?
I would feel disappointed. But I mean, if I would feel disappointed, but depending on what RPG it is,
Yeah,
it would already
Witcher
be okay.
4 series
Oh,
story.
Witcher
Yeah.
4
Siri.
continuation. Geralt in his retirement age.
I
Who
think
knows?
a lot of people will be happy, but a lot of people will be pretty mad at the
Yeah,
same
at the
time.
same time.
Yeah. I mean, this game we've been waiting for it for just way too long.
Yeah.
They owe us an explanation at least.
It's about time. I
Yeah,
believe.
it's
about
about
time.
time.
Come on.
Okay, next up we have a game that has been given a code name, and it's called Project 7. These are the same guys who did Quantum Break.
Mhm.
Quantum Break as well as Alan Wake, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Alan Wake was amazing. And we know nothing about Project 7. We only know they're working on something, and that's the code name. What else do we know about Project 7?
Well, Remedy Entertainment have confirmed that they're working on this codename Project 7. This is their first game since Alan Wake Quantum Break that is not partnered with Microsoft.
Right.
They're partnered with 505 Games
Yep.
to publish this. But since their history with Microsoft, I think they would probably show up at Microsoft.
Probably.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I'm guessing at least like an announcement, a trailer, or at least
Yeah.
some explanation of what Project 7, like a proper title would be.
I wouldn't even mind if it was just a 6-second trailer. Just give me something.
No, give me 15 seconds.
No, not
no, I'm just saying. I'm begging for the scraps here.
Let's not do a Shadows Dice Twice. kind of
Yes,
trailer.
please.
Oh, that
Yes,
one was
please.
bad.
Come
That
on.
one was bad. We does not have that. Okay, so we also have an indie game that we think might be coming out, and it is called Below by Capybara Games.
Mhm.
Okay, it looks kind of like horror. Would you say horror? No?
It is a roguelite, so it
Oh,
is
yeah.
kind of scary.
It is kind of scary in its own way.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for the fact that the Capybara Games are the guys who made Time Force Ultra,
yeah,
Super Time
Yeah.
Force
Super
Ultra,
Time Force.
I really liked how that game, even though it was pretty simple in graphics, it had a very interesting gameplay.
Yeah,
Right.
very deep too.
Yeah. So
we
if
don't really-
so when you combine what Below is, which is a roguelike, and
Yeah.
perhaps they might bring something new to the table with more mechanics, that is what's gonna interest me the most.
Right, definitely. Okay, We also have another indie game which might be showing. I'm just guessing here. It's called Ashen. We were hoping that Ashen would be showing yesterday.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Ashen. It was
No.
actually Unravel and Sea of Solitude,
Yep.
which Sea of Solitude came out of nowhere, okay? I was not expecting that at all.
None of us
But
were.
yeah, but now Ashen, since that's out of picture, which gives us like, you know, kind of space to say, okay, maybe Ashen will be here at Microsoft. So Ashen is that horror indie game, which to me, even though like the characters look blocky and kind of like unfinished, because it's an early kind of thing,
Probably early.
but it looked like Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah,
it
it does.
looks like Nightmare
It is
Fuel.
pretty
Like
does.
you're
creepy.
walking around and you see a dead body and this black thing is like
Yeah.
devouring his body. Rah, 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 rah. You're just like, what is that?
Right now, I expect like about 90% that it's gonna be at Microsoft since it is a Microsoft exclusive.
Right,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's quite likely, and we'll probably see a bit more on what the world and the story is going to take place about. Although to add in with your Nightmare Fuel comment, I do find it particularly disturbing that the two main characters you don't
Yeah.
really see their
faces. Let's just
Yeah.
hope they do actually fix that up. And it's
Yeah.
also said that the game is slated for a 2018 release,
Mm.
which makes it more likely for them to be appearing later tonight.
Yep.
Okay, and last but definitely not least, we have been hearing about Sea of Thieves for a while now. It made a huge comeback. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was playing it. All the big streamers were streaming it. Everyone had fun. And after,
It
it just
just died.
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 Nothing.
And
What
that's
happened
Yeah, and
there?
that's a big thing because Microsoft put a lot of their cards in Sea of Thieves. That was
Yeah.
one of the big games they showcased out there last few years.
Mhm.
And then suddenly it's just dead. No one's playing it anymore.
Yeah.
I think they have to come back and say, "This is what we did wrong with Sea of Thieves. Let's do some. Let's show you what we're gonna do next. What we're planning next,
I'm
and it
really-
better be good."
Yeah,
It
I'm
better be
hoping
good.
they will do a little bit more. I mean, what they had right then was a really good concept, but that
Mm.
was all they had. Like, how many times can you fight another ship before you get
Yeah.
bored? You know,
And they have to
No.
put something new because Skull and Bones is coming out soon.
exactly.
Yes,
that's
that's right.
basically
Pretty much
their
the same
direct
game.
rival. And basically, if they don't do something, Sea of Thieves,
Everyone's gonna
goodbye.
pop
Everyone's
on
just pretty much
Skull and
gonna
Bones.
abandon ship.
good
much.
good one. Okay, so now that we already went through of the more likely kind of stuff, do you guys think that this will be a good press con from Microsoft?
Well,
Okay.
think about it. Last year they had about 40 games announced,
That's a
back-to-back
lot.
trailers. Remember
Mhm.
that? It
Yeah.
was nonstop.
Yeah.
This year, this morning actually, Phil Spencer, the head of Microsoft, he confirmed that there's gonna be 15 games.
Yep.
Whoa.
You
My-
tweeted that out, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
a tweet. Yeah.
So
So these 15 better be impressive, or I don't know. I have a feeling it's
Actually-
gonna be the same.
I
Pretty
mean,
much.
for me, it's like it doesn't have to be impressive.
Mhm.
You can have a few impressive ones and a few smaller ones, and I honestly wouldn't mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, the big ones is to cater to the bigger audience, and the smaller ones for the niche audience.
Mhm.
But I feel like there should be a majority of more first-party titles, more
Yeah.
bigger AAA titles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
they're gonna
they need that.
Yeah, definitely. and like, okay, I'm more than happy to have a few more indies jump in.
Right.
Mhm.
So with the 15, give me 10 first party and maybe 5 indies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be very happy with that.
Actually, it's also another thing to note was that last year was the reveal of the Xbox
One X.
One
One
X,
X.
right?
The
Xbox
most
One.
powerful console
Yeah,
in the
it's the
world.
most. The thing is,
How many
they
more
had.
alphabets are they
Yeah,
gonna
they
add?
had. They had. Yeah, that's what they had. They're like saying, "Oh, Sony got nothing on us because our
Mhm.
console is stronger than theirs." Blah
Mhm.
blah 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 blah. But the thing is, we buy a console
Yeah.
because of exclusives, because of games that we cannot get on other platforms.
Mhm.
So for them to reveal that with no games, it was like, why should I buy you?
Why? Exactly.
You were pretty
N- n-
expensive.
It's not no games. It's no exclusive
no,
games.
no
No
exclusive
Yeah.
games
They-
is one.
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, also, exclusive games.
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
right. But yeah, personally for me, like, I mean, a lot of us already have the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
You need to convince us why we should buy that machine. Don't tell us it's because it's powerful. I literally don't care. If it runs, I'm down. Okay, that's all. That's all.
That's true.
I'm not
That is
too
true.
miffed about it. But yeah, these 15 games, it better be. I don't mind if it's a time exclusive, but
Mhm.
give us a longer exclusive time instead of saying only a month or a
Yeah.
week. That was this last year was disappointing.
It
Seeing
was.
that was like, what, a week? I thought this was exclusive.
Guess
They did-
not.
It was so uncool of them to be saying that this is an exclusive without saying it is a timed exclusive. It
Mhm.
felt like they're kind of like lying to our face,
Yeah,
kind
a
of
little
thing.
bit.
Well, a little bit, maybe half truth rather than lie.
They're like we technically didn't lie to you.
no, they
Yeah,
didn't.
but let's just say just a little bit more transparency would be nice this year.
Well,
All right, so before we move on, let's go through the comments real quick. So we have Vita is the best handheld dab.
best handheld dab. All right.
And then Benjamin Ackerman is saying they're waiting for Gears are bad. Gears bad? Gears bad? Why would they say
Gears of he's saying Gears of War. Gears bad. Gears bad.
Oh, okay.
Benjamin Ackerman says it's all about Sony and Nintendo this year.
We will see.
We will see. We will
Because
see.
we don't know Microsoft. I mean, I'm not expecting much from Microsoft personally, but I have a feeling it'll be one of their better shows.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, for
sorry.
sure.
Yeah, then Muhammad Haris here says the coolest thing about the EA conference was their innovative ways of disappointing gamers.
Oh.
At least they set the lowest bar for
Ouch,
other
yo.
game publisher conferences.
I mean, this year actually wasn't that bad, personally. I mean, they
Yeah.
did what they had to do. It wasn't awful. It wasn't great. It was just there, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. There's some comments as well from our other channels like YouTube. We've got two here. Zafran Zarudin. Al Zayim is so cute. And we have another one. Safwan. Sorry. What's that?
Don't read that.
Not that one? Okay, all
He'll
right.
read it himself.
Okay. Right. Okay, he
Don't
can read it
read that.
himself.
Don't read
All
that.
right. Okay.
Okay, any news of Atomic Punk might be direct contender for Metro? Okay, Atomic Punk, I saw.
Yes, we saw the trailer for it with the
It
creepy
reminded
clown.
me of Bioshock so much.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
actually really eager about it. You know what? While we're on the topic, give me Bioshock 4.
Is
They
it
are working
time?
on it actually.
They are working on it. Yes.
That is
David,
the truth.
You cannot just
Rumors.
this on me when I'm
Rumors.
vulnerable. Like lack of sleep here right now. We're still raring on for tonight. Okay, so next up we're gonna be talking about Bethesda. Zayam, thank you so much for becoming our analyst,
Semi.
rumorist.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
today. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our latest contender once more. Da, da, da. Who are we having?
We have Matthew coming in on the other side here, and replacing me for the Bethesda part would be our very own Mr. Dane Wheat.
No, my friend's leaving. I'm just kidding. Okay, what's up? We have Matthew and
G'day.
Dane.
Good day.
I didn't ask for two Australians today.
How are you,
Okay,
Tash?
fine, thank you.
Are you a bit cold today?
Can we get you anything?
You want water?
Hot
Hot chocolate?
All I wanted was just Tim Tams, man. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Bethesda, and it's actually, you know, Bethesda last year, in my opinion, wasn't that memorable. What did you guys think of last year's Bethesda?
You must be right, because I don't remember what they
Oh my god!
Didn't they just
Actually,
bring-
I wanted to say the same thing.
Didn't they
Because
bring
They were-
Skyrim to like the 50th console, like Switch or something like
Skyrim on
that?
toaster?
And then-
Dishonored 2?
And then there was a Fallout 4 on VR.
Yeah,
Which is why I was memeing so hard of Fallout 4 on AR this year. You know what? It wasn't
I never
actually
knew.
But-
Fallout 4 on AR. It was Fallout 76. I was only half right.
Yeah, right. I mean, Bethesda, they have some of the biggest franchises in the world, really. So
Right.
it's whenever they're not showing off those, which are quite few and far between, it's always
Yeah.
going to be a little like
you feel
disappointing.
you're lacking a little bit of
Right,
things.
right, right.
I think this
definitely.
year they're hyped up a little bit because they already announced a lot of things.
Well, they had got hit by the leaks.
Yeah.
like every game company.
A
has to
lot
deal
of
with.
people are getting leaked. But anyways, let's talk about the first thing they announced already, which is Fallout 76. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's going crazy. They had a trailer out, and the trailer looked pretty interesting. It was showing more of the life inside of
Yeah.
the
more
vault
more
kind
of a
of thing.
teaser at this
I
point.
liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. You know, there's like sort of a mysterious setting. What you getting?
Mysterious is that, but I also like that we get to see a little bit more of life inside the vault, like actual life inside.
That's
there.
true. That's true.
Like that's what I liked most about Fallout 3. You know, like just exploring there before you get out of the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to see more of the vault made me feel really happy.
And I think they already, it's sort of like rumored that it will be sort of like a civilization building thing. You're coming out of
Right.
the wall, you're building this new thing, post-apocalyptic feel
So everyone
to
is
it.
leaving the vault.
Yeah, leaving
basically.
the vault because like
Ah.
Your vault is one of the
the
is it one of the
control,
early vaults?
yeah, one of
Yeah.
the control vaults.
Okay.
So I believe the year this is set in, I think previous
It's
Fallouts,
2076.
they've referred to this as the start of the war.
Yeah,
Right.
So I guess this is when like your syndicates, your Brotherhood of Steels,
yeah.
the criminals, I can't remember all the
The
other
gangs
names.
and stuff.
They're all starting to gain power in this post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
You can see things are more active as well in this trailer. Like the email systems are still popping up.
Email.
Email in this age. Anyways, they also said this game will have live events actively changing.
Yeah,
so
I'm really excited about that.
I don't really understand that. Why don't you kind of like explain that for me?
I don't know, obviously, because it's only rumored. But is it more like it will change based on how you play the game, or whether it's more on like real life things? It's really different, but it's open for interpretation.
You know what? It's crazy. Like, imagine if this game is kind of like a Destiny 2 kind of thing. Like, a lot of players just come in, and each player is basically a resident of the vault. And then there's like, there's public events, right? And all the players
everyone will
go in and just do the events together. I mean, it's not far fetched.
It does seem that every rumor suggests that this will have an element of sort of online and co-op.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go that far.
Yeah.
Because Bethesda, when they build things, are typically broken. They're great but broken, and then the modders fix it. It's kind of why you love Bethesda.
Like my favorite mod is of course the Thomas the Tank mod.
Oh, shoot, yeah. So I think I'm a bit worried about them doing like a multiplayer Fallout, because I think that might be the most broken thing ever made.
I don't think it's gonna be broken, but I've honestly enjoyed Fallout being the state that Fallout is, but seeing it there open, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It just it kind of gives it like the word like doubt.
What you kind of
like
do,
when you press B for doubt.
what happens with Fallout or Bethesda games is you play them at launch and you're like, yeah, that was great, and then you don't touch it for a year.
Yeah.
And then you come back, install all the mods, and then play
it's like, oh, it's a really good game.
Suddenly it's like even better.
Yeah, it's like a sometimes kind of thing for sure.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to our next confirmed game, which is Rage 2 by Avalanche Studios and id Software. Rage 2 kind of reminded me of Mad Max.
It does. Like, I think we discussed about this yesterday. It's by the same publisher, Avalanche.
On there is the trailer, and it's looking pretty good.
Looks very Mad Maxy, as you say. This is from the same studio that works on
Avalanche.
Avalanche. It looks like
and
Mad Max.
That clip itself. Was so
Mad Max had became friends with Borderlands characters, and then you get this game, the wacky characters, the crazy cars. This is exactly what this game looks like, and it's looking really good. But what do you guys think this game is gonna be about? Okay, I like the guy with the blue mohawk.
So I actually read about this game a little bit. This game is more like a post-apocalyptic as well, the setting. So the setting on this is that everything just went chaos, right? The war took over. So when there's no rules, the ones with the most weapons rule out.
Yeah, but the thing is, number one, what is up with Bethesda and post-apocalyptic kind of settings? And number two, why does everyone have colored hair? Why do they get
It's
this
crazy,
dye?
crazy.
Why did this? It's post-apocalyptic. Where are you gonna find this hair
Because
dyes?
it's post-apocalyptic, you can just go to the shop and dye your hair.
You gotta have some fun.
Yeah,
you know,
you don't want this plain old black hair. I want some pink hair.
Okay, you want pink hair, and you get spotted by a person to get headshotted. No, thank you.
No, maybe he sees my pink hair. He's like, yeah, that dude is crazy enough. I'm not gonna kill him.
Maybe.
I mean, clearly the aesthetic of this game is to be over the top.
Yeah,
that's why I like it. I am a very over the top person. I think while I'm playing this, I'll be yelling and screaming like, "Oh my god, this is so me!"
I can imagine it now. Yeah.
Oh, is that an insult?
No. No, I'm saying like the aesthetic looks nice. I hope it stays this smooth in the gameplay. Like as we talked about with EA, everything looks smooth at the start. Let's hope it stays that way.
I really like this game. Like, and this kind of game never really meshes with me, but this kind of game, because of how funny and how wacky it is, makes me want to play it.
Yeah,
because it's more curiosity than anything.
Yeah, I want to see how. Is it just like multiplayer? It looks like it's probably a single
There
player.
should be
if it's
battle royale.
Player, there'll be not battle royale. Stop it! Ban that word. I don't want to hear that anymore. But you know how awesome it'll be if you just like go around, just like bat someone's head around.
Yeah, just hit.
Excuse me.
Are you okay?
No,
yeah.
You saw at the beginning, right?
They were batting. Those were grenades, not hits.
But imagine if they were heads.
Are you okay, Tess?
Listen, I have
Do you
not
need a
had
break?
enough sleep
E3
last
madness.
night. E3 madness. I think at E3, everyone's just adrenaline just comes out and they just get really
Yeah, you
excited.
just want to hit people in the head with a
And
bat.
but speaking of that, this is rumored to be an open world based on engine. Okay, which means that we can expect a really big map, a lot of exploration, and I'm hoping to see that we can actually build or soup up our cars. That will be really cool. Like, imagine putting like someone's head on our car as like
what's up with you and hits?
Okay, listen, you know how
It's a
cool
real
that looks.
trophy
Are you
collector.
okay?
Yeah, trophy collector.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I've
I
how
won't
many
judge
people
you.
I've killed.
Oh.
Bethesda release games recently have looked to incorporate that building and customization
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
I'm sure they see that as an extra opportunity to make money in DLC for as
Right.
well. So I would be, not surprised if they did have that element to it.
All right, next up let's talk about Elder Scrolls Legends, which is
The card game.
yeah, the card
Elder
game
Scrolls
by
card game.
Sparky Pants Studios. Okay, this
What's Sparky Pants Studios?
Sparky Pants Studios.
Wow, I wanna
That's
make
the
a studio and just
company.
call it
That's the
something
company
like
who made that. So it's a card game based on the Elder Scrolls
World,
lore,
yep.
and it's pretty cool. I personally, card games aren't really for me, but they do have quite a niche. Do you guys know about the game?
It's one of these games that came out. I think also at E3 they released it, and it was just like Artifact announced at TI for Dota, where you can just hear the crowd like, "Oh, Elder Scrolls card game." But all of these card games tend to end up with like quite a loving community who really
I mean,
Yeah.
look at Hearthstone. They're
Hearthstone
like this
is-
small little community they have, and then
It's a
they
close, tight.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
Hearthstone is a small little
It's a
community.
pretty big
have.
community.
No, shh.
All
Don't
these other
ruin that-
card games. The question is, with all of them, is can they
compete?
compete with
Because,
these more casual games? Like
Yeah.
Hearthstone?
There are a bunch of card games on the market right now, and as I said personally, like, how many people really love this? Like, how long can you play this?
To be honest, I think people who are into the lore would definitely play it. It's just like sort of nostalgic feeling that when you play these card games, you know these characters. You're like, oh wow, I know about this. I want to play this card. I mean, that's how I feel when I play Hearthstone, right?
Okay,
It's like, oh wow,
okay,
I know these
that
things
one-
of Warcraft,
that
and
one
it goes
I
straight.
can actually understand.
Yeah.
But so you guys know, they recently changed the development team to Sparky Pan Studio, and the game changed, but the core is still the same. They have a new client, new UI, menus, visuals, and team switched to alter direction of the game. So most likely they'll be talking about the update to the future of the game.
It
But
is an interesting change. I really don't think if the game was growing the way they would expect, then
Right.
they would change
Yeah.
studios.
okay, this is crazy because you guys are both esports people. Can we see this?
Nope.
Moving?
Next.
All right, next. Okay, next up, we're gonna talk about another multiplayer game. It's been out for quite a while. It's called Quick Champions by id Software. Okay, so this is quite a while. It's been a long time ago. I think
It's
now
been out
it's
for a
like
long
their
time.
Yeah.
official. This is their official boot per se. Even though it's been out for like what 10 years.
Hey, it's
or so?
still not out
but
yet.
It's
Okay.
just been out for a couple years.
Yeah,
if
on
that.
Steam, I think.
Yeah, on
If that.
Steam. And this game, I heard that it's a little bit tough to get into because of how fast the
Yeah.
game is.
So one thing I really like about it is they actually bring in a lot of the Quake feel back to this, right?
Right.
The Quake was one of the first like real first-person shooters that was competitive in esports,
Right.
and I really enjoyed it because it was just so chaotic. It required so high skill. I really like the feel of it, but the one thing I'm afraid is that it might not capture people who don't know the Quake world.
Would you say that learning this is a high skill cap?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
This game will. I have a friend who's a professional player in this game,
Right.
and it's quite sad because this game is like the original esport.
Right.
They've tried to make it a bit more accessible. They've added in like
Mm.
ultimate abilities and stuff like that.
Yep.
Mhm.
But if you just watch it there, I said
It's just
pure
way
skill.
too chaotic.
These
Right.
people know the maps like the back of their
Yeah.
hand. It's like a
Right.
dance
You-
when you watch people play Jewel.
Okay, so they're bringing this back, and they're bringing this back. They're gonna reboot it.
Mm.
They're gonna make it official.
They put big money in it, but
Yeah.
everything they've tried so far, money, advertising, they cannot get people to play this
Okay,
game.
so personally for you guys, how can we make this game work? Like, how do we bring a lot of people to try out this game and stick? Basically, what changes would you want to see?
It's just really hard unless you kind of bring like a single player mode to Quake, because what is the
Hmm.
capture to Quake? Because unless like people like me, that we know Quake from how long ago.
Right.
Nowadays, there's just so many titles that is so accessible. You saw like it's more casual, much more easier to play. You look at the games, why people pick up games. It's number one, they like the storyline, they like the feel to it, or number two, it's that it's easy to play, right? Easy to
Right,
learn. I
right.
don't need to think like 10,000 methods before
Right.
now. But Quake is just so fast paced. It's hard to get a casual audience unless maybe you slow down the pace of the game.
Right.
But then you
But then you lose Quake.
you bite the hand that feeds like, your core
Basically,
audience
because
is gone.
Quake is based on speed,
Yeah.
but yet if
Yeah.
you take that away, it won't be Quake anymore.
Yeah, but I love Quake. I think Dane, I don't know about you. I love watching like 1v1.
I love
Quake.
it to the extent that I love my friend who plays it, so I want it to do well so he
Mm.
can do well. But I'm sorry, David, it's
So
this
do,
game it just doesn't.
do you think Quake can be esports, Dane?
It is esports. It
Quake,
is,
this Quake Champions. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's got tournaments already, but
Mm.
the fact is, just like Dota's lucky that it's been around for such a long time. But
Yeah.
In the same way, I don't believe they can attract new players no matter what Bethesda pulls out tonight. I don't think they can push people into Quake.
Unless single player mode.
The key to fix Quake, you want people to play Quake, you need to pay some big influencers, big money to pay it on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. You have to stream. You need to get the title out. Okay, next up, we are going to talk about Prey. Okay, so you guys know what Prey is, right?
Yeah, that was like a stealthy kind of like do missions, whatever you want game that came out a year ago or so.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you know, they're talking about maybe Prey would have a DLC out. So Prey came out last year, and, you know, to me, it's a very scary game. It looks really good, but what are the chances of them having a DLC this year?
I think they might pull out. I think it's confirmed that they will release something, right?
I would say 100%.
I think it's confirmed.
Even though I've read nothing.
They just want something to freshen up the game. It's what developers normally do. They see the game is doing pretty well. They have a dedicated community. Give something for the community to enjoy with.
Alright, fair enough. Okay, then moving on. Let's go to Fallout Shelter 2. Okay, so, sorry, not Fallout Shelter 2. My bad.
Fallout Shelter in general.
Yeah, okay, so Fallout Shelter 2.
I don't think they'll make it 2, will they? Surely not.
It is
a mobile game.
Rumored to be
I would expect a big expansion to Fallout Shelter. That was really cool what they did last time. It's almost like they started the trend of like, maybe they didn't start it, but it was like, oh, okay, we're announcing this big game, but here's a mobile game or a mini game that's like available right now.
It's
for
a
you
good
to play.
support.
I downloaded it straight away.
Fallout Shelter was something I had fun playing for like 1 or 2 hours, and then after that I just lost interest altogether. It just couldn't stick for me. But then again, I'm not really a mobile player, you know?
It's more of like a fluff. I'm really sad to say it, but it's more of a fluff to support the main title, right? Maybe this time
you don't
around,
have
because
to be sad to say that though. Like, that's a healthy ecosystem, right?
And because Fallout 76 is coming out, right? They want the same amount of marketing. Like, hey, Fallout 76 is coming out soon. Here's a mobile game to let you have this nostalgic feeling before the full-fledged main course meal comes out.
I would be shocked if they brought out a new one. I think you would just expect to see a big expansion to the current Fallout Shelter.
I think, to me personally, I don't want to see a Fallout 2. I want to see them make it more interesting. Like, you know, like
it's on Steam now as well.
Yeah, add more in, make the game more interesting. Maybe add something a little bit more extra. Just don't abandon that game.
But people have spent a lot of money, so you can't just be like, hey, here's 2.
Exactly. As I said, don't abandon what you have already, you know? You have the ability to expand. It's not crazy. It's not unlikely, so you can do it. Instead of bringing 2, bring in extra stuff.
That's true.
Yeah. So next up, let's move on for, is it time for Starfield?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's talk about Starfield. I actually don't really know much about Starfield.
No one does, because it potentially doesn't exist.
That's the beauty of it.
This is a rumored game, right? It's a rumored space-themed new IP. And there's no...
It's basically based around... Basically based, that sounds right. It's based around a couple of trademarks that were filed. So one early on, like 2013.
And after that, in
2016.
16, a renewal.
16. Yeah.
And there was also a gentleman who went on 4chan and sort of claimed to have knowledge.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's what claimed. Right
claimed
here, it's
to have.
claimed.
I mean, it's always all these hearsay. But there's one more thing that this user on Reddit, that he keyed in the website and it actually connected into something. But it was a blank page.
Oh.
But it connected into something.
Okay. Interesting. So they are
could be like Elon Musk's like solar panel fields or something like that. Like
Starfield.
It could be anything.
It was starfield.bethesda.com.
Oh, okay. That's
so it actually connected to something, but then after that he posted on Reddit, it was taken off.
Oh.
And that was like 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So maybe there's something, but yeah. The thing about it is a lot of rumors regarding Starfield is that it's supposed to be a connection between Fallout and and Elder Scrolls, right? Because Elder Scrolls is like the far future.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be that connection, the middle ground. Because Fallout is obviously the prehistoric,
right?
And then Elder Scrolls is like far future.
So
this is the middle ground.
Time
travel, time warp. Like you can go to the future, go back to the past. That's sort of the theme they're going with. So I'm actually really interested about it.
I'm interested, but to me, just leave those games alone. Stop trying to connect
No,
it,
I think, to be honest, I really like it when developers try to cross-reference everything, because it's like how we watch these Marvel movies, right? It's like, oh my god, when everything's connected, they're just so nice.
I mean Matthew Chan is a sellout for these kind of things.
Come on!
As evidenced by his Jurassic World shirt that he's wearing right now.
I'm not going to show it.
But the thing is, the connection would be very subtle.
I'm hoping it's subtle. I'm hoping that it's not noticeable, but to me, I just want those games to be left alone.
I think the most maybe you'd find a Pip-Boy on a spaceship.
Yeah, maybe you could see
know,
a
like-
vault here and there.
Yeah.
There's something
That would
about
be
it.
really cool, and I'm really hoping it does get shown, because now that you guys are already mentioning these things, I'm getting like
I mean,
anticipation.
it's like if you take that apply mentality to anything. But Bethesda do really good world building. So if like imagine like Fallout in space or something like that. It works with almost anything.
Bethesda does really well in creating the atmosphere, creating a setting,
creating
the
worlds.
world.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think if this Starfield is real, we don't even know whether it could be just like a DLC for Fallout, whatever it is. They would do a good job with it.
Okay, so next up we're gonna talk about Doom 2. Okay, Doom, the first one came out 2 years ago?
Yeah,
2 years ago, and it was really fun. I actually really liked the game. I mean, it was based on the original one, was long ago, with the guy with the angry face kind of game.
I remember one comment from another game journalist somewhere at the time, and when he was watching the reveal, he was like, when I was playing Doom back in the 90s, like, this looks like what was happening in my head.
Yeah, the game is really fun. I really liked it. It's a very cool concept, and I'm glad that, I'm really hoping that they do actually bring out Doom 2. I mean, personally, to me, I feel like it's too soon, but for them...
Too soon?
Yeah, personally, I feel like it's too soon.
Really?
I think
Is anything ever too soon for gamers? Just want everything now.
No. It's not like that. I'm just saying, like, maybe announcement will be good, but how much can they show?
Well, I mean, they could show just like a brief shadow of the Doom character's face and people get excited.
I think that's what they do.
Listen, I'm not here for the 2-second trailers, okay?
Okay.
I'm here for a 3-minute trailer. I'm here for a good time, not a short time.
All right. Calm down.
But personally, I think Doom 2, they'll tease something because it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a long time, but it's not a short time as well. They need to sort of do something about it, give the fans something to play with, give them something to bite on. But I think Bethesda won't really put that much time into it because they have so many other IPs that they want to tease with.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting about Doom as well originally is they work quite closely with NVIDIA, and it was one of the first games that were fully running on the Vulkan API.
Oh.
And that's how they were pulling out like 200 FPS on this thing on like a 1060 or something.
Oh, it was
like
really
that.
well optimized, right?
Incredibly well using the Vulkan API. And I'm sure quite a new phones like the Samsung S7 and above started running on Vulkan after that.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see. They seem to be quite good at pushing technology.
And there's one more thing I just want to say why I don't think we'll see a Doom 2 so much is because ID Software, the developer, is involved in a lot of other projects this
they
time
have
around.
2, I think.
Including the Rage 2.
Rage
Yep,
2
Rage
and
2.
one more yesterday. I forgot what was it from. Yeah, I just kind of slipped my mind. But they have a lot of games that they want to showcase already. So I don't think Doom 2. The developer doesn't want a game to overshadow their own game.
Yep,
basically.
that's right. Okay, and last but not least, would we be seeing a new Elder Scrolls title, aka Elder Scrolls 6?
I don't feel it. I feel like
I don't think so.
there'll be more leaks before that would come out.
Okay, why?
Because Elder Scrolls is such a big thing, right? Normally, how developers want to showcase these kind of things is that they leak small little details to the journalists. It's like, oh, there's this kind of thing, and then they generate hype, and then you showcase the biggest thing. You don't just give the main thing towards everyone without any caution whatsoever.
Right. That's fair. But I feel like Elder Scrolls 5 wasn't. Well, how long was Elder Scrolls 5 again?
Skyrim was a long time ago, but they re-released it about 80 times.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I'm saying maybe a teaser. I'm not saying it can come out like 2-3 years from now. It can be like just a small tease saying like, hey, we do have an idea for this. This is in the works. So you guys who are Elder Scrolls fans, don't worry, we got you. That kind of thing.
I just feel they'd be too hesitant to commit. They won't do like when Marvel shows their roadmap of like 80 films.
Maybe
it might be too ambitious.
Yeah, I feel like studios don't want to commit themselves to that.
I know. But still, it will be cool to see that, okay? I just always liked seeing the horses that defy gravity.
Yeah. And I think Elder Scrolls, they have a really strong modding community.
Yep.
So we could see something like a 5-second trailer just to make that community come back and like, oh, let's start
Just
modding
be
again.
Happy,
I think more than likely you'll feel it's going to be something and it'll be a cinematic for Elder Scrolls Online and the universe will sigh together. That's what I think.
I have a strong feeling that's going to be true.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've already talked about what we can expect from Bethesda, let's move on to my favorite part of this show, which is change my mind.
Change your mind.
What about changing our minds?
You know
Let's
what?
flip the script.
No.
Okay.
Listen, I made the song intro on the spot, therefore I deserve this middle seat. Okay, so if you guys just
Yeah.
joined us today, Change My Mind is the part of the show where we have two different opinions or topics or games, whatever, and they have a little bit of time to kind of like convince me which idea is better. So today we have Change Our Mind. What are we debating about?
So we're debating about Microsoft and Bethesda. Who would have the better press conference?
So we have a Microsoft versus Bethesda. So can I see who's team Microsoft? And we have a team Bethesda.
That's right.
Are you a big Bethesda
The winning
fanboy?
team. Hey, I like the
Whoa!
games.
You know, I need to redeem myself
like
after
the
getting
games.
wrecked by Freddy 2 days ago.
that was bad.
That was just he mopped the floor with me.
he
did.
just screamed
You know,
over him, and
you-
he just started cowering like, "Oh my god!"
Look, Freddy's been in the biz a long
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
But we're both
You know, I
pretty
even
fresh,
told
so-
him before, it's like, Freddy, please go easy on me, and he just went like, no,
He just
no,
steamrolled.
no.
It's like
Doesn't
choo
hold
choo
back.
train of pain, guys.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, let's start.
All right, so let's start off.
We-
Who wants to go first?
I'll
Bethesda?
let-
Team Bethesda.
Sure.
I'll let the guest go first.
Okay,
Sure, I'll go
Team
first.
Bethesda. Why do you think that Bethesda will be winning this
Get it?
year?
Do I need some kind of
Is there a
counter?
timer?
Not
Okay.
yet.
I mean, the reason why I think the press conference, and I stress this again, press conference,
Okay.
is that Todd Howard is a salesman. He's a door-to-door salesman. I mean, the man could sell vacuums. You know, like
Okay.
he doesn't always deliver, but he does put on a good show, and he
Mhm.
does get people excited for his product. So
Okay.
they'll have some fluff. They'll have their Fallout Shelter expansion. They might even have physical props. I think they had physical stuff last time as well. The Pip-Boy that you could plug your phone into on
Imagine
your arm.
if there were
Mm.
like robots actually out.
Could be.
Robot cosplayers.
Microsoft might surprise with
Yeah.
some titles that we don't know are coming or haven't considered, but Bethesda could just show a 5-second cinematic of an Elder Scrolls title, and everyone would say that they're the most exciting platform. They have the most potential, and I think Microsoft has no potential.
Whoa, that's a
Oh.
very big claim, but okay. Team Microsoft, rebut.
Wait, let me stretch here.
Oh.
I gotta redeem myself. Okay. Right. So the thing is that, like you said, Bethesda has been trying to sell out a lot of time, right? He's a very good salesman, but people are starting to realize that, you know, it's just a con man. I
Right.
mean, he's not a con man, but he's just overselling things.
He is
Right.
a
People
con man.
will start to, you know, be disappointed from not delivering. But if you look at Microsoft, right, they are one of the things that they can sell best is the amount of the IP that they can actually go with, right?
Okay.
Look at the amount of things that they can go. They can release Halo 6 or Halo Infinity. That's one thing
Okay.
that is really hyped from me. If they release Red Dead Redemption 2 as well,
Okay.
that itself, if you just showcase a 5-second trailer, that would be the biggest thing already, right? Continuing to look at that, if they go for Fable, there's so many things they can tease.
Yeah,
You
they
know, other than the confirmed ones, such as like the Metro, Exodus
Right.
Metro, or just like Cyberpunk, which is so good. If you look at it, why Microsoft is having so many of these new games is because of their engine, the
Right.
Xbox One X. Even though, you know, us Malaysians, we don't really, us Southeast Asians, we don't really buy Xbox, right?
Right.
One thing we can go to make sure is that it has a really good engine, and Microsoft does support a lot of all these games in high graphics. That's why you're seeing all these trailers so beautifully, right? In
Right.
Cyberpunk. And one more thing, think of it, Microsoft, it allows crossplay because it's not only on the Xbox. We
It's
can play
also
on
on
PC as well.
PC,
That's
yep.
a huge selling point.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is
If you
it?
can play the game
When was the
on
last time
PC
you
and-
cross-played on any device?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
When was the
love
last
it.
time you
I-
cross-played a game that you own on a different device and you bought it on?
That's a lot of times.
When?
And
Like,
PC, 'cause-
what
oh,
game?
okay,
What
all
game?
of us have
Deliver,
PCs.
Matthew Chan.
Wait,
When
wait a
was the
second.
last time you
All
did
of
it?
us have PCs, all right? So you can play those games onto the PC.
When was the last time you did it?
You don't even own an Xbox.
He doesn't
Yeah,
own an Xbox.
I know Xbox, but I play it on
No
PC.
one in Southeast Asia owns an Xbox.
Excuse me, I have an
Yeah.
Xbox.
The only, ladies and gentlemen, the one Xbox owner in Southeast Asia.
I know a lot of people who own Xboxes. Thank you very much.
Name one.
Boon Shin.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's a professional,
But he does own an
professional
Xbox.
FIFA player.
He
needs to
owns
play.
an Xbox.
No, look, that's all well and good, but that's completely different. Bethesda is a publisher.
Yeah.
Microsoft
Is
I guess a
Platform.
publisher, but
Platformer.
they have a whole network of
Yeah.
devices. So really, if they show anything impressive, it's just because they threw the devs enough money to show up at the
but then
Microsoft
it
press
still
conference.
it still showcases that it is a better press con at the end because
Could be, yeah.
if you see coming in, their direct competitor for Microsoft is Sony, right? Because they are the sort of similar platform.
Sure.
And Sony is coming with so much hype with the big four. You know, we discussed
Yep.
yesterday. So the pressure is on Microsoft to deliver. And this time around, if you look at the game list, right, Cyberpunk, Forza, Gears of War, anything like that, they have a good list, and they have started to tease it a little bit. You saw Hitman 2, a little bit, and sort of some tweets on Halo, the possible Halo Infinity. We're not sure, but you could see they have a good sort of balanced list coming out.
Right.
And you want RPG? Here's Cyberpunk. You want FPS? Here's Gears of War. You want some racing games? Here's Forza.
But the thing is, those are just rumored.
Yeah, but the thing is that you still have to come out. Like, there's the tweet that coming out. There's 14, 15?
Yeah.
15 games. I'm pretty sure one of the 15 games they're gonna hit a lot of those.
All right, so I've heard what I have to say. Now I'm gonna give you guys each 1 minute for your kind of like strengthening arguments.
Sure.
And after that, I will choose a winner. But I pretty much already have one. But I'm not gonna say.
Oh
who, though.
no!
Dun dun dun. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You'll go
Let
first.
Given some.
Wait, the clock.
Okay, let's wait for the timer. And the timer starts now.
Okay. Think of the excitement if they announced a new Forza game. Crickets will be playing through the audience. Now,
Hey, no.
compare that.
No, there was what.
Compare that to them announcing Elder Scrolls 6. You know, like Fallout 76 is a new co-op game you can play with friends to explore this universe and build together. New Prey for DLC for Prey, which was a super loved sleeper hit title that came out not long ago. They have so much more potential. Updates to Fallout Shelter with new features for the game. All this environment of games, like Bethesda is, despite them not delivering a lot, despite them releasing broken games that the PC modding community fixes, they are still one of the most beloved developers in the world. And I don't think, no matter how much money Microsoft throws at people to show up at their press conference, I think Bethesda, they just have the most exciting games to show.
All right, and are you done?
I am Dane.
Okay.
You said Don.
Don. Yeah, yes. Can someone later just clip that? Because I want to keep that forever, and whenever he trolls me, I will show it to his face. And just remind him like how bad that pun was. That was awful.
Okay.
Okay, next up we have our Matthew Chan.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay, timer starts now.
Yeah, but you can say that, people might not be really excited about a new Forza game, but same thing can say, showing quick champions isn't the same thing. People already know about that. The thing is that Microsoft, this time around, they are the ones in the hot seat. They need to show up because of Sony, and also because of last year they didn't really show up that well.
Yeah.
They need to start making an impact. They have a good list of games that they can come up with, and they feel like they're starting to make it accessible to everyone. It used to be like Microsoft only focuses on the NA and EU crowd, but now we're starting to feel a lot more games reaching us, like the Cyberpunk or the Cyberpunk 2077, Gears of War as well. A lot of all these things, they're slowly coming in. And also the Halo, if it announces, right? What about, if you talk about an Elder Scrolls trailer, what about if a Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer comes out? What if a Halo 6 trailer comes out? That's the same amount of hype that it can bring out on the side of Microsoft as well. And like I said, the crossplay is huge. Not everyone owns an Xbox in our region, but we still have a PC. And if these kind of big games come out, we can play on a PC. That's huge.
Okay, so are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so I have come to my decision. I came to it just now, and I don't think, my mind has been changed. I am really sorry, Mr. Dane
That's
Dunn.
okay.
Because
That's
I
okay.
think that Microsoft is actually having this one. He redeemed
play
himself.
play the confetti.
Where's the confetti?
Play the confetti.
Where's the confetti? Oh my god! 2018, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, next stop, beating Freddy.
No, but
Please,
personally
please.
for me, I last year I feel like Bethesda actually broke my heart harder than Microsoft. I didn't have any expectations from Microsoft. Then but Bethesda, I actually really loved their stuff. And then for them to just kind of came out with what they had last year, which felt very lazy and very uninnovative. It just didn't. This year, it just made me feel like, what? I don't think I can trust them once more. And also another thing why I chose Microsoft was because the list of games. Like last year, we kept on saying they don't have exclusive, they don't have games. This year they said 15 games gonna be exclusives.
I understand.
Yeah, it's gonna be yes.
I understand you would be desperate for Microsoft to do well after buying an Xbox.
I know. I only have
I
one game
understand.
for my Xbox. Okay, they
Yeah.
better deliver.
I get it.
Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, Dane.
Thank you.
Done. Matthew.
Thank you.
Okay, and don't forget, let's just look at the E3 conference schedule one more time. Don't forget that the Microsoft conference will be happening at 4 a.m.
Just under 6 hours.
Yeah, just under 6 hours, which is quite a while away.
A little while away.
Yeah, but I'm definitely excited to see if me choosing Matt as the winner will not just come back to bite me.
You're gonna regret that.
I
No,
hope
no,
not.
no.
Want to catch the live show? Go to our website, Sista or Microsoft. Okay, and let us know what you guys think. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for our next episode of Let's Talk E3. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.